Welcome. You're watching Business Venture Exchange, powered by the Insurers Association of Zambia. We're proud to have today on the program the Executive Director herself of the Insurers Association of Zambia, Ms. Christabel Banda. Mrs. Banda, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We're talking about the Insurers Conference 2017, and it has a very strong theme, bouncing back from hard times. Let's begin by talking about what the rationale is of hosting this Insurers Annual Conference.
Okay, so the Insurance Annual Conference is a concept that we came up with about 3 years ago. Actually, that's 2015. In 2015. Previously, we didn't have any fora where insurance practitioners could converge under one roof and discuss issues that can move the industry forward. So, I mean, we've been invited to conferences outside Zambia, all over the world, but nothing was being done locally. So the association, in a bid to try and get the professionals focused, we partnered with the other stakeholders in the industry. Of course, the Pensions and Insurance Authority has to give an okay to the event before it proceeds. So from 2015, we've been hosting the insurance conference, and I must say it's been growing. We are happy that we can see the appreciation of the conference, and I think the general insurance population, or rather the professionals in the insurance industry, are beginning to appreciate the value, because we see the numbers increasing every year. So this is what the conference is about. It's about coming together, sort of re-energizing and networking. It's not just a local, it's not only local participants that come through. We also get participation from professionals across the African continent. So they come through and we exchange ideas, and yeah, so this is where we are.
Right.
Yes.
Now, this year's theme is a very strong theme, bouncing back from hard times. And we saw how there are lots of concerns, I guess, that are being addressed. How did you coin this theme, and why this particular theme?
Okay, so you'll agree with me that 2016 was a very rough year economically, globally, and the Zambian economy was not immune to to the effects that the negative effects of 2016. So we saw how the inflation rate just tumbled, the exchange rate, and so all these things had a negative impact on businesses. And as an insurance sector, we also had experienced a lot of shocks because of the negative performance of the economy. And then, to top it all, the insurance industry is an industry that the other sectors of the economy can rely on when they are sort of trying to get back to where they're supposed to be, because we provide that safety net. So of course, if you are going to relaunch after a negative period, you want to make sure that your risk management is top notch. So insurance is one of the aspects that you can use to ensure that you firm up your balance sheet, or you implement strategies that don't make you go back. So we thought the insurance industry needed to sort of take a look at whatever happened in 2016 and see how can we then position ourselves as an industry to see how we can aid the economy to bounce back, the other sectors to bounce back. And then also as an insurance family, we were also affected negatively. How do we bounce back from a situation as we were in 2016? So looking at all these aspects, that's how come we thought, okay, let's look at bouncing back. Maybe just out of interest, in 2016, the theme for the conference was leadership in turbulence times, because we were really going through a storm in 2016, and we had to look at what are the strategies that companies can implement when they are facing through a crisis. And so we feel it's sort of a build-up to what we started last year. So we are saying, okay, we've gone through this patch. We're not really out of the woods yet, but at least we can see some light. So then how do we bounce back? So that's, in a nutshell, that's the thought process that went into crafting the theme for this year.
And some of your key guest speakers?
Okay, so we've tried to get a blend of both local and international speakers, and we also, we haven't just restricted the speakers to insurance professionals. We've gotten some prominent business speakers who are not in the insurance industry, but the key issues that they bring out, their experience can help the insurance industry. And yes, so generally it's a blend of speakers. So we believe that they will be able to adequately tackle this theme. Yes.
As Executive Director of the Insurers Association of Zambia, what are the top 3 objectives or goals that you would love to achieve by the time your tour of duty comes to an end?
The main thing is that we would like to see about 6 million Zambians with an insurance policy by 2019. Okay, so unfortunately 2019 is fast approaching, so the industry has to move fast and think fast and see what they can do. So this strategy started running from 2015. It's going all the way up to 2019. So we need to see about 6 million Zambians with an insurance. So right now we are at less than 1 million. Okay, so we are looking at things like microinsurance, the expansion of microinsurance. There are so many strategies that can get us to the 6 million. It's not something that is impossible, because there are certain products that when they are rolled out, you find that 2 million people at one go are covered. For example, if you're using mobile platforms. So we feel it's still not, we can't write it off yet. It might be something that that may happen. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the second one would like to improve the perception of the insurance industry out there, because the industry has been, not so many people trust the sector. Obviously, it could be maybe because the people that really enjoy the insurance service, if somebody's claim has been rejected, they're the ones that scream the loudest. They'll say insurance don't pay, A, B, C, D. But the ones where claims are paid, those were quiet. And the industry does pay claims because it's in the business of paying insurance claims. So there's this mixture of perception out there. So the industry doesn't really have the most favorable perception. So one of our goals in the strategy is to try and improve the perception of the insurance industry. So we have quite a number of operational strategies that we're supposed to run with to get to that. And then the other one as well is to ensure that there's professionalism in the sector. So we need to work on improving technical skills in the sector. There's a number of strategies around that as well. The regulator is trying to revive the insurance college in the sector that used to be, previously the trustee was only Zambia State Insurance, but now the industry owns the insurance college. So we are looking at aspects of improving professionalism. And then also there's the aspect of growing the insurance premiums. I think in the discussions with the Ministry of Finance, and I think probably maybe with the regulators, you hear that the contribution is very minimal to GDP. Yeah. Right now we are sitting at below 1.5%, so that has to be improved. So that is also one of the objectives. But personally, what I would want to see, the top 3 things I would want to see, I would want to see a change in the regulatory framework for the sector. We have been, the current Insurance Act that we are using is a 1997 Act, and a lot has happened, a lot has changed. So we need to see the Insurance Act, the new Insurance Act enacted. The Ministry of Finance, including the PIA, have given us some assurances that this will happen this year. So we are hoping that this takes place, because that will significantly improve the operations in the sector, mainly because it also brings in the aspect of microinsurance, because currently it's not defined in the Act. So when you're talking about expanding the market and you want to go the microinsurance route, because as you know, most of the Zambians are employed in the informal sector. So really microinsurance is the way to go. So if you want to expand the market, you need to have a very robust microinsurance regulatory framework. So that is not there at the moment. So once the bill is enacted, we should be able to see some improvement there. So I'd want to see improvement in the regulatory space. And then also the issue of professionalism in the sector. It would be good to see an improvement in the professionalism in the sector. Yeah. Also the improvement of technical skills. Yeah, so that all goes together. And most importantly, we need to see an insurance institute which is strong. Because we have institutes in other professions. We have, like the accountants are quite strong. They've got a very good, strong institute that disciplines the professionals in the sector. The engineers have the same. The insurers, we have an institute, but it's not yet backed by an act of parliament. So because of that, it's not as strong as it's supposed to be. So all the aspects to do with professionalism can be tackled if the institute is made strong. So that's my second one. And the thirdly, consumer education. We need to have a lot more focus in sensitizing the public on what insurance is. You'll be amazed to note that the ordinary person out there, when you just check and ask just a simple question on insurance, they do not know what insurance is. And we even have statistics to back that, where 42% of the Zambians who don't have insurance said they had never heard about insurance. So that tells you that there's more that the sector needs to do to sensitize the public on the importance of insurance. And so those are some of the three aspects I think I would want to
Job well done for a very successfully held Insurers Conference for 2017. Your attendance is higher than the last conference?
Yes. I think this is the highest number that we've had, and I must say the support from the sector has been quite encouraging, and I think it even gives us more encouragement so that next year probably we can have something even bigger than this. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations once more.
Thank you.
We were chatting with Ms. Christabel Banda, who is the Executive Director of the Insurers Association of Zambia, telling us about her top 3 objectives during her tour of duty with the Insurers Association of Zambia, and also highlighting the importance of this year's insurance conference, talking about bouncing back from hard times for the insurance industry in Zambia. So that is what we're talking about on Business Venture Exchange today, which has been powered by the Insurers Association of Zambia, right on the backdrop of the Zambezi River in Livingstone, Zambia. I'm Faith Chitulangoma. Thank you for watching.